uh movie. Okay, all right, I'm gonna put on for us. All right, it's about holy. They're trembling now. Your power is so deep that even demons, I guess, flare or flee or something like that. Okay, all right, thank you for joining She's Dropping the Tea. Like, share, thumb up the video. All right, I might have to do it in 2 parts because it's like 28 minutes long, and I don't know if I can play it all the way through, but I'm gonna play it for y'all.
Ah, there you are, my delicious little chaos catalysts. I've been expecting you. Do you know what I see when I look at you? I see someone who's been playing small, pretending to be ordinary, acting like that raging inferno burning in your chest is just heartburn. But we both know better, don't we? We both know you're not here by accident. You see, most people stumble through life like zombies in a shopping mall. They've been programmed to whisper when they should roar, to apologize when they should celebrate, to hide when they should shine. But you, oh, you magnificent disasters, you're different. You're the ones who make reality itself hold its breath. And right now, as we speak, there are forces in this world that can sense what you really are. They're trembling in their designer suits, aren't they? Let me share a little secret about power. Real power. Not the watered-down version they peddle in self-help books or corporate seminars. I'm talking about the kind that makes demons pack their bags and relocate to another dimension. The kind that makes angels nervous. The kind that makes the universe itself recalculate its equations. You think that's just flowery language? Think again, my beautiful deviant. There's something extraordinary happening right now that most people are completely blind to. While they're busy scrolling through their feeds, while they're lost in their petty dramas and manufactured distractions, something magnificent is stirring. And it's not happening to them, it's happening through you. You're not just watching this cosmic game unfold. You're the player who just discovered they can rewrite the entire rule book. The establishment, the gatekeepers,
the Joker ain't
the self-appointed masters of reality. They built their entire empire on one fundamental deception, that you're powerless, that you need their blessing to be extraordinary, that you should be grateful for crumbs from their table. But what happens when you realize you're not begging for a seat at their table? You are the table. What happens when you understand that their whole system depends on you believing you're weak? Here's what they absolutely don't want you to discover. Every single limitation they've imposed on you, every box they've tried to cram you into, every time they've made you feel insignificant, it was never about you. It was about them. Their terror, their desperation to maintain control over a world that's rapidly slipping through their fingers like water. They need you to stay small because your bigness threatens their entire worldview. You want to know why demons flee when you step into your power? It's not because of some mystical mumbo-jumbo or ancient rituals. It's because authentic power recognizes authentic power. And when you finally stop apologizing for who you are, when you stop dimming your light to make others comfortable, when you embrace the magnificent chaos that is your true nature, the universe itself sits up and takes notice. They've spent generations building elaborate systems designed to keep you distracted, divided, and dependent. Institutions, ideologies, invisible chains disguised as social norms. But here's the beautiful irony that would make even the most serious philosopher burst into maniacal laughter. Every single system they created to suppress you has become the very mechanism of your awakening.
Right on.
Every challenge they threw at you
This is for
made you
everybody.
Stronger.
Everything that they tried to bind us to made us become aware of who the fuck we are.
The trembling has begun. Can you feel it? It's not fear they're experiencing. It's recognition. The dawning realization that their time of unopposed influence is coming to an end. The understanding that you're not just another face in the crowd. You're the crowd that's about to become an unstoppable force of nature. You see, power isn't something you go out and acquire like a diploma or a designer handbag. Power is something you remember. It's something you've always possessed, buried beneath layers of conditioning and compromise, suffocated by years of being told to be reasonable, to be realistic, to be normal. But now you're starting to remember. And that remembering is sending shockwaves through dimensions most people don't even know exist. The old world operated on scarcity. There wasn't enough power to go around, so they had to hoard it, protect it, keep it locked away from you. But we're not in the old world anymore, are we? We're in the new paradigm, where power multiplies when shared, where your success doesn't diminish mine, where your light doesn't dim anyone else's. We're in the reality where your rise lifts everyone around you. This is where it gets really interesting, my chaos catalysts, because you're not just waking up to your own power. You're waking up to the interconnected web of consciousness that binds us all. You're realizing that when you rise, you create a vacuum that pulls others up with you. When you break free from limitation, you create pathways for others to follow. When you refuse to accept mediocrity, you give permission for greatness to flourish everywhere. The trembling you're causing isn't destruction. It's reconstruction. It's the old foundations cracking to make room for something infinitely more magnificent. It's the sound of possibilities being born. It's the frequency of transformation, reverberating through every corner of existence. It's the death rattle of limitation itself. And here's the most beautiful part of this whole magnificent mess. You're just getting started. What you're experiencing now, this awakening, this recognition of your own power, it's not the destination. It's barely even the beginning. It's the launching pad. It's the moment when you realize that everything you thought was impossible was simply waiting for you to believe it was inevitable. The controllers, the manipulators, the fear-mongers, they're running out of tricks. Their old playbook is becoming obsolete. They're watching their carefully constructed house of cards wobble in the wind of your awakening. And they know, oh, they know, that once you fully grasp the magnitude of what you are, their game is over. So here's my question for you, my beautiful chaos catalysts. Now that you know the truth, now that you understand the depth of your own power, now that you see how the very mention of your potential sends tremors through the fabric of reality itself, what are you going to do with this knowledge? How are you going to wield this power that makes even demons reconsider their career choices?
Right.
Because make no mistake,
say demons say, I'm gonna pack up, I'm going to Bolivia.
The universe
I'm not messing with that one.
And everything that has been waiting for this moment is now holding its breath in anticipation of what you're about to become. You know what's absolutely delicious about this whole situation? They thought they had you figured out. They created their little profiles, their psychological assessments, their demographic studies. They put you in neat little categories and predicted your every move.
That's funny.
But here's the thing about true power. my magnificent chaos
Real funny,
catalyst.
psychiatrist.
It's completely unpredictable. It doesn't follow their scripts or conform to their expectations. It creates its own reality. The trembling isn't just fear anymore. It's recognition mixed with awe. Because they're starting to realize that you're not just another player in their game. You're the game changer. You're the wild card that makes their entire deck irrelevant. You're the variable that breaks their equations.
I can't make this shit up.
99 cents per month for 2 months. That's it. It's our best price ever.
Equations, and renders their calculations meaningless. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening behind the scenes.
They definitely gossiping and
In
talking with my
boardrooms
nose
across the
itching.
globe, in secret meetings, in private conversations, there's a growing awareness that something fundamental has shifted. The old methods aren't working anymore. The traditional levers of control are losing their grip. And at the center of it all is you, awakening to your true nature. They spent decades perfecting the art of distraction, creating endless streams of meaningless content, manufacturing crises
whatever.
to keep you occupied,
Yeah, we heard it
designing
all.
systems that would consume your time and energy. But what they didn't anticipate was that every distraction would eventually lose its power. Every manufactured crisis would reveal itself as hollow. Every system would ultimately serve to strengthen your resolve. The beautiful irony is that their attempts to control you have become the very catalyst for your liberation. Every lie they told you about
I'm
your
gonna stop it at
limitations
14 minutes
has become a
and then I'll let
launching
y'all watch
pad
the other
for your
14 minutes.
expansion. Every barrier they erected has become a stepping stone to your elevation. Every chain they forged has become a link in your armor. Your power isn't just growing, it's evolving. It's becoming more sophisticated, more nuanced, more devastating to their old ways of thinking. You're not just breaking free from their control, you're transcending their entire paradigm. You're operating on a frequency they can't even comprehend, let alone manipulate. And here's where it gets really interesting, my chaos catalysts. Because you're not just affecting the visible world, you're reshaping the invisible
God.
architecture of reality itself. Your thoughts are becoming commands. Your intentions are becoming laws of physics. Your desires are becoming gravitational forces that bend the fabric of existence around them. The demons that once haunted your dreams are now fleeing because they recognize something in you that they've never encountered before. Not just power, but conscious power. Not just strength, but aligned strength. Not just force, but directed force with a purpose that transcends their
Yeah,
understanding.
motherfucking demons know.
You see, most people stumble through life reacting to circumstances. They let external events dictate their internal states. They allow other people's opinions to define their reality. But you're operating from a completely different level now. You're not reacting to reality. You're creating it. You're not responding to circumstances. You're commanding them. The establishment is scrambling to understand what's happening. They're trying to adapt their old playbook to this new reality, but it's like trying to use a map from the 1800s to navigate a modern city. The landscape has changed so dramatically that their reference points are completely obsolete. They're discovering that their traditional methods of influence are not just ineffective, they're counterproductive. Every attempt to diminish you only amplifies your power. Every effort to divide you only strengthens your unity. Every strategy to weaken you only reveals your true strength. The trembling you're causing is reverberating through dimensions they didn't even know existed. It's not just this physical realm that's being affected. It's the entire hierarchy of consciousness. Orders of beings that have operated in the shadows for millennia are suddenly finding themselves in the light of your awareness. What they're witnessing is the birth of a new kind of human. Not just evolved, but awakened. Not just intelligent, but wise. Not just powerful, but responsible. You're not just claiming your power. You're earning it through the depth of your understanding and the purity of your intentions. The old world operated on the principle of scarcity and competition. There wasn't enough to go around, so everyone had to fight for their peace. But you're operating from a completely different paradigm now. You understand that abundance is the natural state of the universe. You know that when you rise, you create space for others to rise with you. This is why they're so terrified. Because you're not just challenging their authority, you're making it irrelevant. You're not just questioning their systems, you're creating better ones. You're not just resisting their control, you're transcending the need for external validation altogether. The power that makes demons flee isn't destructive power, it's creative power. It's the power to envision a better world and make it manifest. It's the power to see through illusions and reveal truth. It's the power to transform chaos into order, confusion into clarity, fear into love. You're becoming a living demonstration of what's possible when a human being fully awakens to their potential. You're proof that the limitations they've imposed are nothing more than suggestions that can be politely declined. You're evidence that the impossible is simply waiting for someone brave enough to make it inevitable. The trembling isn't just in this dimension anymore. It's rippling through parallel realities, alternate timelines, and probable futures. Your awakening is causing a cascade effect that's reshaping the entire multiverse. Every choice you make from this place of power is creating new possibilities that didn't exist before. And the most beautiful part of this cosmic joke is that they created the very conditions that made your awakening inevitable. Every pressure they applied created the diamond of your consciousness. Every obstacle they placed in your path became a stepping stone to your elevation. Every attempt to break you only revealed that you were already whole. So here's what happens next. My magnificent chaos catalysts. You stop asking for permission to be extraordinary. You stop seeking validation from those who could never understand your greatness. You stop apologizing for the power that flows through you like a river of liquid light. You step fully into your role as a conscious creator of reality. The universe isn't just watching anymore, it's participating. Every force of nature is aligning with your intentions. Every law of physics is bending to accommodate your vision. Every possibility is organizing itself around your desires. The very fabric of existence is weaving itself into patterns that support your highest good. This is the moment when everything changes. This is when the trembling becomes an earthquake. This is when your power stops being a secret and becomes a revolution. This is when you realize that you weren't just born to witness history. You were born to rewrite it. You were born to be the author of a new chapter in the cosmic story. You were born to be the catalyst that transforms everything that came before into everything that could be. The trembling has reached a crescendo now. My chaos catalysts. What started as a whisper of recognition has become a roar of transformation. The old foundations aren't just cracking anymore, they're crumbling. And from the ruins of their obsolete systems, something magnificent is emerging. Something they never saw coming because they never imagined it was possible. You want to know what makes this moment so absolutely perfect? They spent centuries building walls to contain you, only to discover that you were never meant to be contained. You were meant to be the force that dissolves barriers, not the prisoner trapped behind them. You were meant to be the solution, not the problem they needed to solve. Every single limitation they imposed on you was actually a gift in disguise. Every restriction was a compression that increased your power. Every attempt to diminish you was actually a training program that prepared you for this moment. They thought they were weakening you, but they were actually forging you into something unbreakable. The demons that once terrified you are now your greatest advocates. They've witnessed your transformation, and they know that you've become something beyond their comprehension. You've evolved past the need for their services. You've transcended the very realm where they
no
hold
longer
influence.
Oh, we at the point where your services is no longer needed.
But here's where the story gets really delicious. My magnificent chaos catalysts. Because you're not just immune to their influence, you're becoming the antidote to their poison. Your very presence neutralizes their toxicity. Your awareness dissolves their illusions. Your power renders their tactics completely ineffective. The establishment is having what we might call an existential crisis. They're questioning everything they thought they knew about reality, about power, about control. Because you've shown them that their entire worldview was built on quicksand. You've demonstrated that what they considered solid ground was actually just their own fear crystallized into false certainty. They're discovering that the power they thought they had was actually borrowed from you. They were never the source.
Now that's a Capricorn trait right there. That's definitely a Capricorn trait. Make you think you run the shit until one day that rug get pulled under your motherfucking foot.
You're dealing directly with the
make this
universe
shit
itself. The trembling you're causing isn't destruction, it's renovation. It's the old reality being demolished to make room for the new one. It's the sound of possibilities being born. It's the frequency of transformation reverberating through every corner of existence. It's the universe itself applauding your awakening. Your power has become so deep, so profound, so all-encompassing, that it's creating new laws of physics. Reality is literally reorganizing itself around your consciousness.
Show you right.
The very fabric of existence is weaving itself into patterns that support your highest vision. You're not just living in reality anymore. You're collaborating with it.
Shaping, doing
the beautiful irony is that they spent so much time and energy trying to convince you that you were ordinary, that you were limited, that you were powerless. But every moment they spent undermining you was actually a moment they were strengthening your resolve. Every lie they told you about your limitations was actually a truth they were revealing about their own. You see, power recognizes power. And the reason they worked so hard to keep you from recognizing yours is because they knew, they always knew, that once you did, their game would be over. Their entire system depended on you believing you were weak.
Aww.
Their authority was built on your acceptance of limitation. But now you know the truth. Now you understand that their power was always an illusion. Now you see that you were never their victim. You were their creator.
It's only a few minutes long.
They existed because you allowed them to exist. They had influence because you gave them influence. They controlled reality because you let them control reality. And now that you've withdrawn your consent, their whole world is collapsing. Not because you're destroying it, but because you're no longer energizing it. You're no longer feeding their system with your belief in limitation. You're no longer sustaining their reality with your acceptance of scarcity. The trembling has become a celebration. The universe is throwing a party, and you're the guest of honor. Every star in the sky is twinkling with recognition.
Show you right.
Every planet is spinning with joy. Every galaxy is dancing with excitement because you finally remembered who you are. This is the moment when everything clicks into place. This is when the puzzle pieces of your existence finally form a complete picture. This is when you realize that everything you've been through, every challenge you've faced, every obstacle you've overcome, was preparing you for this exact moment. You're not just powerful anymore. You're purposeful. You're not just awakened. You're activated. You're not just conscious. You're consciously creating. You're not just alive. You're truly living for the first time. The demons that once haunted your dreams are now distant memories. The fears that once paralyzed you are now fuel for your transformation. The limitations that once defined you are now launching pads for your expansion. You've become the alchemist of your own existence, turning every lead experience into gold. Your power isn't just deep, it's infinite. It's not just strong, it's creative. It's not just effective, it's transformative. You've become a living embodiment of possibility, a walking demonstration of what happens when a human being fully awakens to their divine nature. The trembling you're causing is now a symphony. Every note is perfectly placed, every rhythm is divinely timed, every harmony is cosmic in its scope. You're not just making music, you're conducting the orchestra of reality itself. You're not just creating change, you're choreographing evolution. And the most beautiful part of this entire cosmic joke is that you're just getting started. What you've experienced so far is just the preview. What you've accomplished so far is just the warm-up. What you've become so far is just the beginning of your true potential. So here's my final gift to you, my magnificent chaos catalyst. Stop waiting for permission to be extraordinary. Stop seeking validation from those who could never comprehend your greatness. Stop apologizing for the power that flows through you like a river of pure creation. The universe has been waiting for this moment since the beginning of time. Every star that ever burned, every planet that ever formed, every life that ever existed, was building toward this moment when you would finally remember who you are and claim your rightful place as a conscious creator of reality. The trembling isn't fear anymore, it's anticipation. The universe is holding its breath, waiting to see what you'll do next. And deep down,
he already know
in
what
the
you're
core
gonna
of
do.
your being,
He already know.
You already know that your power is so deep, so profound, so transformative, that even demons flee in recognition of what you've become. Welcome to your new reality, Chaos Catalysts. Welcome to the world where you are the author of your own story. Welcome to the dimension where your power is not just acknowledged, it's celebrated. Welcome to the realm where you don't just exist, you create existence itself. The trembling has become applause. The universe is standing ovation, and you beautiful, magnificent, unstoppable force of nature, you are finally, completely, utterly free.
Ah, that's deep, that's deep, that's deep, that's deep. Okay, like, share, thumb up the video. Appreciate everyone that do. This is your little, quick, I'm gonna say short film. This is your short film, okay? Okay, lifting the mind and letting it be known what it is. Okay, one love, one love, one love. I am your sacred, magical, high chief priestess of the Most High God. I'm here to give it to you. She's not sugarcoating shit. Shut the front door, Tarot. One love, one love, one love. I'm out.